Good afternoon, this is Sean Golding with Golding & Golding here to do an update on a prior presentation we did regarding FBAR filing, streamlined procedures, Schedule B, marking no if that makes you willful. The short answer is no. So there's a lot of bad information online. I say this often because over the past few years there's been an uptick in tax lawyers who suddenly determine that they're experts or even claim to be board certified even though they're not technically board certified. To be so, you have to be board certified by at least one state, even if federal tax law is all you practice. And sometimes they focus on taxpayers who are afraid because they didn't file the FBAR and they want to do the streamlined procedures. Quickly, who has to file foreign accounts, individuals or entities, but just focusing on individuals, U.S. citizens, lawful permanent residents, foreign nationals who meet the substantial presence test. There's some exceptions, exclusions, limitations. The recent case, IRS may stand for the proposition that if you make a treaty election as a non-resident alien, then you may qualify to not have to file the FBAR, but the IRS still takes its position. Those three categories of individuals are required to file. So Schedule B. Schedule B is a unnecessarily complicated form. Most people only have to file Schedule B, 1040 Schedule B, when they have interest or dividends that exceeds the threshold requirement, normally $1,500, right? But there's a subsection part of the form on the bottom where taxpayers are supposed to complete the form, whether they have interest or dividends or not, to report foreign accounts. Do they have ownership or interest in a foreign account? If so, did they file an FBAR? And if they did, which countries do they have the accounts? And then something different about foreign trust distributions, 3520. But just focusing on foreign accounts and individuals. Even if you don't meet the threshold for interest and dividends, technically you're still supposed to file the form, the Schedule B. This is something that a lot of people don't know because you think, well, why do I have to file the form if I don't have interest or dividends? Why don't they change the title of the form to make it clear that, hey, you may have to file it for interest and dividends, but you may also have to file it if you have foreign accounts. So here's a few things to keep in mind. You have to file the form, even if you don't have to file the FBAR, if you have ownership or signature authority over the foreign account. So that's something important to remember. You don't have to meet the FBAR threshold requirements to file Schedule B, but you still have to file it anyway if you have ownership or signature authority over accounts, even if their total annual aggregate total is below $10,000. So what happens if you made this mistake, right? If you go online, you do some of these free consultations, they're going to make you think, oh, well, you're willful because you should have known. But that's not true. Even the IRS acknowledges on its own website. Now, they can always update this, right? But they acknowledge, and they've had for several years now, that marking no for Schedule B is not fatal. It does not automatically disqualify you or make you ineligible for the streamlined procedures. You can still qualify as non-willful even if you mark no. Basically, all you have to do is explain it in the 14654 and 14653 non-willful certification. So if you're out of compliance and you want to get into compliance and you're non-willful, you could do the streamlined procedures, you could do delinquency procedures, you could do reasonable cause. If you're willful, of course, you do the VDP program. That may change in the future depending on how they update the 14457, but currently that's what it would be. We have a ton of free information available on our main website and our sub-websites. You can always reach out and schedule a reduced fee initial consultation if it's appropriate to your matter, and it's something that we handle here. Again, my name is Sean Golding with Golding & Golding. Thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your day.